Hey guys, it's Christian here. Today I'm going to be talking about a different topic, and as you can already tell, I'm in a different location this time. I'm not in the office. I'm not in like the workstation, like the computer where I usually record these videos. And there's a reason for that, right? I'm going to be talking about a really like important topic that I believe it's pretty underrated, and I'm sure you've heard people talk about it, but it's one of those things that you need to hear 20 times, 50 times, or even 100 times to really get in your head how valuable and how important this is. And I wanted to record this video because I've been in the city, Medellin, Colombia for like 3 years now, and I'm originally from the U.S. And if you watch my second video on this channel, I basically talked about my personal journey, how I went from 0 to 5K per month, working minimum wage in the United States, to being able to travel, to make money online, and to live that remote laptop lifestyle, digital nomad, make money online from anywhere in the world. Pretty much, I talked about that in my second video. So if you haven't gone ahead and watched it, go ahead and look at the second video in this channel. You should be able to see my personal story. But anyways, I wanted to talk about a different concept in this video. This concept is not going to be, like the tactical, hey, you got to build habits, you have to build consistency, you need to do this or that. It's going to be another mental reframe, and it's going to be one of those things that helps you as an entrepreneur. But instead of focusing like on, like daily actions or things like that, I'm going to be focusing it a little bit more macro, and it's going to be things that, can help you see the world differently, and also be able to elevate yourself at a faster pace as an entrepreneur. So the reason why I wanted to record this video outside is because I want to talk about the importance of, your surroundings, right? It could even be like as small as a view like this. For example, if you have this view as opposed to, a depressing, gray, rainy, or like, cold view. Maybe you live in, the north part of the United States. Maybe you live in European countries where it's super cold, it's snowy, it looks depressing, it looks like it looks grayscale, right? It looks like it's just gray and white and black, right? And in those cities, the aura, or like the energy, or like the what you feel when you look at those sites, when you see those things around you, everything looks gray, everything looks old, everything looks like, I don't know, it just doesn't look like in the best state. You're always gonna feel a little bit downer, right? You're gonna feel like your energy drops. You're gonna feel like you're less happy. You're gonna feel like less excited. You're gonna feel less, powerful, right? And I know this sounds woo woo, but all these things about energy, vibes, things like this, it's actually true. And there's also like, biological aspects. For example, let's say, for example, you live in a cold country or in a cold city, you're not going to have vitamin D. So that affects, your mood, your circadian rhythm, your hormones, all these other things. So it is true, like the sunlight and, having a good environment, having good views, and, it helps with your cortisol, it helps with your mindset, with your actual, with like biological happiness. But it also helps you on like an energy basis. Like, for example, back when I used to live in the United States, I grew up in Florida, so it is a pretty sunny place. It's a good place to like grow up. It's not as bad as those people that live in I don't know, Pennsylvania, or they live in the UK, or they live in like, I don't know, like some like cold countries like Finland, for example. If you live in those countries, then the weather and the aura and like the vibe of the city isn't that strong. But my recommendation for you guys, and the reason why I wanted to record this video out here for you guys, is because I want you to like always try to move to different places, right? Travel, or even change, locations from your hometown or from your home country. Because what this is going to do is not only is it going to open your mind and allow you to see different things that you wouldn't have seen had you stayed in your hometown, your home, or like your circle, right, where you grew up. But it's also going to allow you to meet different people, and it's going to allow you to surround yourself with different levels of energy. Like the energy that you get just being out here, for example, recording this video, as you might even notice, like even in myself, like the way that I'm speaking on this video, I'm more excited. I feel like more pumped. I feel like, okay, it's a game time. I'm recording. I'm going to spit, advice. I'm going to spit, like things I want to tell you guys. It even impacts me, as you can tell. If you watch one of those videos that I do in my office, it's a little bit more calm. It's a little bit more, hey, this is the advice I'm giving you today. But I'm out here in the sun. I'm out here, in like the outdoors. I have a great view outside. I'm recording here with the tripod and the camera, and I just feel like a different like vibe, a different aura. And that's just because of the location, right? I'm right next to the pool. I'm next to like a couple, like sofas next to the poolside, and the view that you can see back here, rooftop. It just gives me a different energy. It just makes me feel different, right? Because I feel like I see beautiful things. I see abundance. I see like things that make you like more, charged with positive energy, right? And you're gonna feel the same too. Like, let's say, for example, you live in the UK, you go to Thailand, or you go to Bali. Not only are you gonna get way more sunlight, and that's gonna give you like those biological, factors like It's going to give you more vitamin D. It's going to help with your mood. It's going to help with your mindset. It's going to allow you to think clearer because you're surrounded with warm, hot weather and vitamin D, and it kind of like fixes your circadian rhythm as well. You're going to feel a lot of benefits and you're going to feel better. And what this is going to do is that with that extra energy, you're going to be able to work more. You're going to do better on your sales calls. You're going to record content better. You're just going to be able to sit down on your computer and concentrate for more time. So your output is going to be better. So you're going to be able to make more money and, progress faster in business and in all areas of life. Like even your fitness goals, like you're going to build more muscle if you're in a place with hot weather because of the hormones, because of the vitamin D that it gives you. You're just going to build muscle faster, but you're also going to make more progress in business and maybe even like, relationships or other things, right? Because this, like, sunshine, like this good weather, what it does is it makes you feel like lower stress, more happiness, it balances your dopamine and serotonin levels, lowers your cortisol. So you feel better, right? So the whole point of this video that I'm making is I really want to emphasize to you guys that it's really important that you go to the sunny places, you travel to different areas, outside of, your country, outside of your city, and try to expose yourself to things that give you positive energy. Like it could be, a beautiful view like this. It could just be a bigger city than your hometown. It could be better weather than your hometown. Maybe like different people, different things, different, cultures, different vibes. Whatever it is, go to different places because you can extract energy. The same way that I'm extracting energy from the, this rooftop that I'm in and the pool and, the sunny weather and the view. And it's making me record this video better. It's making me like excited to come on here on camera and like spit advice to you guys. Like I'm going to record this video. I'm going to record a ton of other videos just because I'm in the mood. I feel like, okay, this feels great. I'm excited. I want to record content. And this is like just because of the environment. Like if I was like, back when I first started, 4 years ago as an entrepreneur, when I was making minimum wage, I had no money. I've never traveled anywhere. I don't even like know what I'm gonna do when I make money. I just like want to make money because I think it's gonna solve all my problems. That version of myself and that like, room inside my parents' house, he wouldn't have had this excitement. He wouldn't have had this energy just because it was a very depressing situation and there was not much to be excited about. And the energy of the place wasn't the highest, right? You're living with your parents, you're living like in your childhood bedroom, you're just in a dark spot, grinding past 12 a.m., right? I used to work at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. on my computer, and it's just dark. Imagine just being alone out there on the computer, complete darkness, just the computer light on your face, and you just came off like a work shift. You're dirty and you're sweaty, and you had to take a shower because you were so dirty and like so sweaty from your 9 to 5 job. Now you're on the computer, kind of tired, kind of sleepy, drinking energy drinks to see if you can, squeeze out a couple more hours of productivity, right? That was me back then. And that version of me didn't have the same energy. Yes, he was ambitious. Yes, he had like things that he wanted to accomplish. So he was kind of excited and more aggressive because he was hungry for success, but he didn't have that energy from the environment, right? He didn't just have these amazing views. He didn't have, people around him that were also entrepreneurs or people around him that were, also looking to make money. He was just a lone wolf in his room, grinding with a lot of hunger, but not with a lot of, positive things. He didn't have, luxury items. He didn't have Rolex. He didn't have, designer, wallets or like bags or things like that. He just had himself, his mindset, and that's it. Now I have access to, better views, better food, luxury items, better people, better circles, and just more things that help me, feel more charged, feel me like make me feel like I have higher energy, higher, vibration. So it just inspires me and it motivates me to work more. But in the beginning, you're not going to have that. But it's really important that you start to like get into these places, right? Just travel, maybe invest a little bit of money. For example, even if you don't like have the ability to, get on a flight and travel somewhere, just go into like check into a hotel, maybe in a nice part of your city, maybe go to like a more expensive coffee shop, maybe go to the best mall in your city, the best shopping center so that you can kind of be around the money, around the luxury. So you can see those, luxury cars or those super cars or just see people with more money so that you feel, okay, these people's energy, these people's money, that their wealth, their outlook on life, like their positivity, it's giving me like good charged energy, right? So do whatever you can do just to get around, this positive energy because it does make a huge difference. And this video is kind of an example too. You guys can notice it in me. I feel better. I feel like more excited to talk. I'm just, more relaxed because I'm in a good situation. I'm in a good place and it's a lot better than, back when I first started and I had like these terrible conditions, right? If you met that person and you met me right now, it's a completely different, person with much more excitement, much more wisdom, much more, energy, right? So again, guys, I don't want to make this video extremely long, but I feel like I really want to emphasize how important it is, to just go places that, build up your energy, right? So I'm gonna make this video, end here. But if you guys like the video, make sure you like the video so it recommends it to more people. The more likes this video has, the more the algorithm realizes it's good content and recommends it to more people so people can get these positive messages. But number two, also make sure that you subscribe, right? I'm posting videos every single Monday and Friday. And if you subscribe and turn on the notifications, you'll always be notified when I post a new video. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.